Hi there, I'm Alex and I'm the producer of the Ethno Music documentary. Now you will have received from me a box with some equipment in it, and hopefully within that box you will have three Apple iPod touches, one tripod and three microphones. And with these pieces of kit you're going to get to record and make some of your own content that's going to feed into a larger documentary about the Ethno Music project. But the purpose of this video is to explain how to use that kit once you receive it. So I'm going to start with the iPod touches. You're going to receive, as I said before, three iPod touches. They're all preloaded with the relevant information for iCloud, so there's no need to touch any of the internal settings for these pieces of equipment, but you will need to know how to operate them. So, to operate the iPods, obviously you need to turn them on. The power button is at the top. So once the device has loaded, all of the passwords for these devices are the same. It's 0, 0, 0, 0, and then the screen opens up. So on the home screen, you'll need to navigate to the camera app. Once the camera app loads, you will then need to change it to the video setting. I've preset all of the correct resolution, etc. for the camera, so there's no need to touch any settings there. And as you can see, the camera is now ready to use. When using the device, you always need to shoot with the camera held landscape. Okay, keep the camera as steady as you possibly can. The easiest way to do that is have quite naturalistic movements, so you can move your body with the camera, keeping it really nicely and calmly framed throughout. So once you've shot and gathered the content that you need, you may want to preview that content. And how you go about doing that is by pressing this preview in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. That then automatically shows you what you've shot last. In addition to the iPod, you also have been supplied with a video microphone. It's quite a simple device that simply plugs into the mini jack port at the bottom of the iPod, like so. So once you have your video microphone fitted to the iPod, you can then plug in your own or supplied earphones into the back of the microphone. So in addition to the three iPods and the microphones, we've also supplied one very basic tripod. So these tripods are very simple to use. I would suggest that perhaps you use them for the interviews. You don't have to, but it might mean that it stabilizes the shot that you take for the interview. Also might be useful for any video diary installments that you might want to make. Okay, so how this works is as such. You attach this part of the device to the tripod plate here. There's a little kind of screw with a butterfly on the other side. Just line that up, screw it in place until it goes nice and tight, just to keep the shot nice and steady. Then there's a simple kind of elasticated mechanism there that allows you to fit the iPod into the relevant position. So how that works is place it in the bottom of that, lift the top, drop that in place, and now you have control over the tripod head. Gives you a nice stable shot. So once you have the device installed on the tripod, you have the ability to be able to adjust the legs and the height of the tripod. So that's done thus. Got a clip there, a clip on the back which needs locking in place, and a clip there which needs locking in place. It can also be extended another 3 times. In addition to those extensions, those leg extensions, you can also extend that part of the tripod. So, in the instruction manual that I've sent with this video, I've asked you to collect 3 different kinds of content when you're shooting with this equipment. So the content that I'm asking you to record, first of all, is actuality. Now, actuality is the term that we use for collecting anything that actually occurs as it happens. So that might be, in this particular case, it might be rehearsals, it might be interactions between participants, it might be any kind of content that is essentially reality. We really need to have some of that footage, and it'd be great if we could get it. The second kind of footage that I want you to gather are general views, or GVs. This is content that is specific to your location, so geographically interesting elements. It might be, something that's very specific to that location, a local building, a local church, images that characterize a particular geographical location. So the third piece of content that we're going to ask you to gather are going to be interviews. Now, we're going to provide a series of questions that you as videographers will ask participants at the events. So these are going to be a set series of questions that enable you to just simply ask those to participants, get a perspective on various different elements of the event. So in addition to the 3 elements of content that you all need to capture, you have the option to capture some optional extras. And those optional extras are as follows. So we're looking for kind of skits, performances, pieces to camera, anything that's interesting that you think might be useful to me as the producer of the video. We'd also be very interested in seeing any kind of diary or vlog footage that you'd like to do, or any pieces to camera, anything that illuminates the experience and brings it home for an audience. And remember, all of the content is being captured both on the device and being uploaded to the cloud. So like many mobile devices that you're used to using, the iPods are very intuitive. It's very obvious how to navigate towards that video function. The key things to remember are to hold the camera's landscape, always shoot landscape, keep it steady, get as close as you can for audio, and gather as much interesting and original content as you can. Thank you.